Hello and welcome to the official Red Card Podcast.
100 Manchester United goals for Wayne Rooney.
Thrilling run from Theo Walcott. What kind of goal is that? Brilliant work. Theo Walcott. Balotelli. Aguero.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Red Card Podcast. This time the episode is going to be short. Alongside me today we have Ziad Bhai, Navid Bhai, Irtafa Bhai and Mera Bhai. যদিও সবাই আমাকে বলছে তাদেরকে ভাই না ডাকতে, তাদের লজ্জা লাগে. Anyway, let's move on. আজকে আমাদের একটাই খেলা আছে কথা বলার মতো. It's just the Premier League match between Everton and Newcastle, which ended in 3-2. Lukaku's দুইটা amazing goal. Barkley একটা দিল, but the talking point was definitely Kabai's goal from 20 yards out. So Ziad Bhai, do you want to give us a match rundown?
Sure. So I'm actually a bit concerned. I'm a bit concerned because I'm a Liverpool fan. আর আমি concerned because লিভারপুলের ডার্বি রাইভাল এত ভালো খেলছে। মানে আবাহনী যদি খুব ভালো খেলে, মোহামেডান টেনশন করবে। ইন্ডিয়ার ক্রিকেট টিম যদি ভালো খেলে, পাকিস্তানের ক্রিকেট টিম টেনশন করবে। যে এভারটন এত ভালো খেলেছে, এজন্য লিভারপুল প্লেয়ার ফ্যান হয়ে আমি বেশ টেনশনে আছি। বাট লেটস মি জাস্ট কনসেন্ট্রেট অন দ্য ম্যাচ। আমি আগে নিউক্যাসলের কথা বলি। Newcastle's case was that of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Well, their first half was horrible. They were all over the place. Their attack lacked intent, or the defense was in shambles, and as a result, they conceded 3 goals in the first half alone. Lucky, actually, they only conceded 3 goals. Amar Hishabe, they could have been easily down by 5 or 6 goals. Second half was comparatively better, especially with the introduction of Johan Kabay. ওদের মধ্যে একটা purpose ছিল, and they fought valiantly trying to get a result out of the match, but unfortunately they could only score 2 goals, and as Everton held on to win 3-2. By contrast, Everton had a brilliant first half. Brilliant attacking football, ekdom flawless. Lukaku was at his best. This guy is a beast. He had 2 goals. Ross Barkley had 1 goal. Another person who I would like to mention had an excellent outing was Kevin Mirallas. So era teamjon combined kore had a lot of chances. They were a bit sloppy. I think they were a bit overconfident because of the first half eto bhalo chilo, and they also conceded 2 goals. But fortunately for them, it wasn't as bad, and they held on to win and get the 3 coveted points.
Interesting. That's a good brief rundown of the match. Moving on. So what does this win mean for Everton? Looks like they can only get better from here. They're playing some really good football. Amira bhai?
Yeah, Everton's playing really good football. I was kind of surprised. Robert Martinez, I didn't expect Everton to be this direct. They were pretty direct. Obviously, when you have Lukaku in your team, you can play direct, but you expect Robert Martinez's team to pass it around a bit. With Ross Barkley in the midfield, they do pass it around, but the second goal, it was really direct, really good goal. Obviously, Newcastle should have defended better, but Lukaku's second goal, it was brilliant. Lukaku with memories of Didier Drogba all over the place. It's good that they have game plan A and game plan B, and both seems to be working. The problem with Everton, as always, is the squad size. So their first team has always been good, and this season with the addition of Barry and Lukaku, it's very, very good. But you worry for them that, 1 or 2 major injuries and they'll struggle. If that doesn't happen, fingers crossed, they'll do really, really well.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely, the defense has been a worry. I know, Navid bhai, you were a defender back in the day when you were in Isfahani Public School. So what do you think they can do to improve their... What do you think they can do to improve their defense?
না, honestly, এখন আমি এতক্ষণ ধরে শুনছিলাম তোমাদের কথা, লুকাকু, মানে that's the reason Everton are today where they are today this season. If you see the difference between the Everton of yesterday and the Everton of today, it is Lukaku. আগে ডেভিড ময়েসের টিমে সবসময় দেখা যেত they had very defensively solid players, but সামনে এত firepower ছিল না. They had good players who would chip in with a couple of goals, but Lukaku, মানে this is the guy. I don't know why Chelsea was so stupid to loan him out again. I mean, he's such a strong, powerful, and knowledgeable number 9. You don't let players like that leave.
I mean, they do have an influx of strikers. ওদের Dembaba আছে, ওদের Torres আছে, who we know has been in amazing form.
টরেস থাকা না থাকা একই কথা, নো অফেন্স। টরেস থাকা না থাকা একই কথা, হয়তো বা মানে অন্য কাজেই ব্যস্ত, এখন খামচি টামচি দিতে ব্যস্ত আছে। সো বেসিক্যালি হ্যাঁ, আমার কোয়েশ্চেনটা হলো কি যে why would Chelsea get rid of Lukaku again? He was the man who single-handedly destroyed United the last day of the season. And if you remember, United are not the team they were yesterday. They were a very strong team last season. Last game of the season, morale was high. Bashta je Marcelo, I don't know why Lukaku ke jete dilo. Lukaku was the man at West Brom. 35 matches, 17 goals for a team like West Brom. If you get the supply of the quality from people like Mata, Hazard, and Lampard and the likes, you chip in with 30-40 goals a season easily. Why do you think Lukaku was sold?
I mean, Lukaku, I think they thought that Torres and Dembaba, at least I think Mourinho thought that Torres and Dembaba would
আমার একটা থিওরি আছে। আমার থিওরি হচ্ছে যে মিস্টার মরিনিও একটা particular kind of racist in the sense he believes, in my opinion, a black striker has to be from Africa. A black striker cannot be from an European country called Belgium. নামটা শুনেই মনে হয় একটা সাদা লোকের দেশ। বেলজিয়াম থেকে আবার কালো লোক আসে নাকি? মানে why would you loan him out? And then কষ্ট করে একটা 32 বছরের একটা লোক স্যামুয়েল এটো, which is a good striker, I no doubt about him, he's a good striker, but please, Lukaku, young blood, লম্বা ফিজিক, মানে জেন্টল জায়ান্ট, মানে এর মতন একটা মানে immovable object থাকতে, মানে that's the only explanation I can think of.
I think if you look at Mourinho's style from the days of Chelsea, Porto, Inter, then in Real, the only young player with a lot of good prospect that he used in his games should have to be Rafael Varane. আর তুমি দেখো অন্যান্য যে কোনো টিমে কোনো সে এরকম ইয়াং প্লেয়ারকে নিয়ে এসে খেলায়নি। He either loaned them out or they just rot in the reserves or whatever. So I think it's just Mourinho's style, you know, he wants to go with players that have already proven themselves, so he doesn't want to take risk in winning titles and everything. That's why I just think he doesn't want to take the risk by getting Romelu Lukaku in that picture. I mean, playerটা is the perfect package আর কি, কালো আছে, লম্বা আছে, গোল করতে পারে, what else do you need, right? He's the mirror image of Drogba. I mean, this is a player with a great prospect who can not only score goals but also be a creative force in the midfield and in forward.
And a game he also had 2 goals disallowed. He could have had 4 goals in the first half alone. Duita offside-এর জন্য disallowed ছিল. So that's how active he was.
Acha, we're going to move on from this topic here. So coming back to Everton's defense, we know David Moyes has been interested in Leighton Baines for a long time now. Jodio Man United don't particularly need a left back right now. Butner and Evra, they seem pretty competent. কিন্তু বেইন্সকে যদি এভারটন থেকে নিয়ে যাওয়া হয় তাহলে এভারটনের লস উইল বি বিগার দেন ম্যান ইউনাইটেডস গেইন। সো মেরাব ভাই, what do you think? Is it a necessary transfer for Moyes?
I really don't think that's happening, especially because the type of character Baines is. He's not someone who's going to push for a move. He's not someone who's going to play badly or sit on the bench or cry about it. He goes on with his playing style. And a certain segment of experts believe Leighton Baines is so good because Everton is so good with him. You need a certain type of team for Leighton Baines to thrive in. And Manchester United might not necessarily be that kind of a team. So the combination of the price that they're going to have to, the fact that Leighton Baines is not going to push for a move, and the fact that it is, after all, you're replacing Evra. So it's not like you're replacing a bad player with a very, very good player. You'd be replacing a good player with a slightly better player.
So basically, I think the way I see it, Moyes was looking for Leighton Baines. He was literally chasing Leighton Baines the entire summer, was not because he wanted to replace Evra. Evra understudy Alex Butner আছে, and then there is Fabio who has come back. I think আমাদের লেফটে মাশাআল্লাহ Ashley Young যে খেলে, Ashley Young এর থেকে any other player would be good, and I think তোমার David Moyes wanted to play him more like a left winger, and honestly, to me, the way I have seen him play, he'll be a pretty good left winger any day. মানে ওকে যদি ওর ডিফেন্সিভ রেসপন্সিবিলিটিস ওর কমিয়ে দেওয়া হয়, তাহলে হি ইজ গোনা বি আ ভেরি গুড সলিড অ্যাটাকিং লেফট উইঙ্গার, which United hasn't had for a very very long time after maybe Ryan Giggs.
Okay, we're gonna come back to Everton here and talk about Barry, যে লোনে আসছে ম্যানচেস্টার সিটি থেকে, and he made his 500th appearance uh, for in the Premier League, and he's only the 10th player to do so. Ziad bhai, do you want to venture a guess যে কোন ex Liverpool amazing player has achieved this feat other than Barry?
As hard as hard it is for me to say, as baffling it is for me to even think about it, it's none other than Emil Heskey. Emil Heskey has made 500 appearances in the Premier League. Emil Heskey, the same Emil Heskey, যার গোল স্কোরিং নিয়ে প্রবলি ইন্টারনেটে এত জোক আছে যে মানে ওর অ্যাপিয়ারেন্সের থেকে ডেফিনেটলি বেশি এমিল হেস্কির গোল নিয়ে জোক আছে। মানে আই রিয়েলি ওয়ান্ট টু আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড তোমাদের ওপিনিয়ন যে what do you guys think? মানে how is this possible?
হ্যাঁ, সো লাইক ফিউ ইয়ার্স এগো বাংলাদেশে একটা কথা হচ্ছিল যে মানে অনেকেই মানে লয়ার আছে বাংলাদেশে যারা আর কি ল ডিগ্রি না পাশ করে নকল সার্টিফিকেট দিয়ে তারা ল প্র্যাকটিস করে আছে। আমার এমিল হেস্কিকে দেখলে ওরকম একটা প্লেয়ার মনে হয় যে কোনোভাবে সবাইকে ধোকা দিয়ে চিট করে, বাট হি ওয়াজ দেয়ার, হি সার্ভাইভ প্রিমিয়ার লিগ ফর সাচ এ লং টাইম। ন্যাশনাল টিমে খেলছে, কোনো গোল করে না, বাট হি স্টিল দেয়ার ফর সাম রিজন যেটা কেউ এক্সপ্লেনও করতে পারবে না। না, আই থিঙ্ক এমিল হেস্কি ইজ লাইক ওয়ান অফ দোজ lawyers from Bangladesh.
আমি একটা স্ট্যাট পয়েন্ট করব which will lead me to conclude যে Heskey is a better player than Giggs. Heskey 516 appearances, 111 goal. Giggs 620 appearances, 109 goal. So I mean there you have it.
তুমি যদি এখন অ্যাসিস্টটা দেখো, the number of passes completed and the assists provided, তুমি বুঝবে যে গিগস কত উপরে। আর জাস্ট টু অ্যাড, তোমাকে আমি বলি, a former Man United player was very close to this landmark. Who is it?
Navid bhai, আপনি তো huge Man United fan. Any guess?
Paul Scholes?
Exactly. He had 499 appearances before he retired. মামা একটা গেম খেললে হয়ে যেত।
এই জন্য মানে রিটায়ারমেন্ট থেকে ফেরত আসছিল, তারপরও সে করতে পারলো না 500টা গেম।
আচ্ছা, well anyway, anything more to add to this match? Anybody?
আমি আরেকটা জিনিস অ্যাড করতে চাই। It's more like another trivial একটা factor. দেখি এটা তোমরা কে গেস করতে পারো। So as you know, এভারটনের উইনের জন্য মানে this win propels them to their unbeaten streak. They're still unbeaten in the league, which means they have a flawless home record. So in 2013 alone, Everton has been beaten only once on their home ground in 2013. Can you guess which team beat Everton at home in 2013?
Oh, that's a good one.
The tone in which আপনি বলতেছেন আমার মনে হচ্ছে খুব একটা শক হবে, মানে it's not going to be the Chelseas or the Liverpools or the United, it's going to be some random team maybe who got relegated or something. I might make a guess. Swansea?
This being Ziad bhai and a Liverpool fan, I'm gonna go with Liverpool.
Yep, I'm gonna say the same.
Ittefa bhai?
Liverpool.
Wrong. It's Wigan.
I guess Navid bhai right ছিল।
Guess who was the coach at Wigan at that time?
Roberto Martinez.
There you go. Current coach of Everton. Could be creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty coincidental. Okay, I think that wraps up our Everton versus Newcastle match. Sad that we didn't talk about Newcastle at all, but they're not an interesting team at the moment. So, anyway, let's end this episode with our recalling of the predictions we made in our last episode. Mera bhai, Ziad bhai, apnara chilen na, so this is gonna be just Irtafa bhai, Navid bhai, and me. Navid bhai predicted that Everton would win 3-0 against Newcastle, so it was half right.
তিনটা গোল তো হয়েছে, so আমি partially right.
Exactly. You're half right, but still, not right enough. Irtafa bhai predict করছিলেন 2-0 জিতবে Everton, and I predicted that Everton would win 1-0. So we all predicted it right, যে কে জিতবে, but in the end none of us got the score exactly right.
টেকনিক্যালি আমরা পার্শালি সবাই রাইট।
হ্যাঁ, exactly.
বাট সবচেয়ে বেশি পার্শিয়ালি রাইট আমি।
Well, yeah, whatever. All right, I think that's all. Until next time. Bye bye.